Your man out of Japan, Jay Contra here. We're going to be looking at some of the most iconic games for the Nintendo 64. Some of my favorites. Some perhaps of my not so favorites. Got a lot of stories with a few of these games. Starting off with, why not, Shadowgate 64. Trials of the Four Towers. Infinite Ventures and Kemco. I'm guessing Kemco localized this bad boy. Oh, it even has the sticker here. Sold as new. I don't know when this would have been. I certainly didn't purchase it as new. My history with Shadowgate is kind of strange. I don't know why I picked it up back in the day. Oh, someone's honking their horn in the background. Don't know why. But Shadowgate is really weird because I remember being a young kid. This would have been third? No, certainly not third grade. Perhaps 5th or 6th grade. I was living in New Mexico at the time. And across from where I was living, from the area that I lived at, there was a large road. And across that road, there was a small, almost like trailer, you could say. Don't touch your sweaty hands to the power cord, by the way. Here's the Hagaki. If you're just joining us, this is what you would send in. Oh, this is interesting. I've never seen a triple Hagaki before. This is a little sheet that you would fill out to send in a little survey, little guarantee card here, warranty card. And you might get entered into a prize drawing or something. You might get points if you were part of a fan club, sending this off to Hiroshima, apparently. But yes, in New Mexico, a little trailer that was a rental shop. And aside from the latest movies, they also had video games. And so I rented a lot of N64 games from that place. This is Blockbuster too, but Blockbuster was like a 20-minute drive. In New Mexico, you're sort of like a half-hour drive from everywhere else. And for some reason, probably it was the fault of Nintendo Power. If I had to guess, I rented this game because of Nintendo Power and because I was, at the time, 8 or 9 years old. I had no idea what was going on. I barely had access to the internet. Not strategy guides, GameFAQs was around, but hadn't really developed. And I never came close to actually clearing this game, Shadowgate. And I think Shadowgate's it's got some history to it. I don't believe this is the first Shadowgate game. Perhaps it is. I didn't understand the story. I didn't understand how to play it. And so, at least to me, Shadowgate is just one of those strange games that need there to be anything else. I mean, it's sort of like, it's an adventure game where you've got to like go and get the right items so that you have, when you face the boss, you have the right things that you need to beat him in order to move through the different puzzles. You need the right staff or the right jewel. A perhaps more interesting game in a Japanese context is SimCity 2000, the ultimate city simulator. I actually had this when I was in the 4th grade. Well, I didn't have it, but I rented, again, from Blockbuster, the Super Nintendo version. And I played it on the PC a little bit, but the demo version of SimCity that I had would let you play for about 10 or 20 minutes, and then it would just start spawning natural disasters. Of course, flooding, earthquaking, alien invasions, all so that you would go out and buy the real game, which I never did until I got this copy here. I think the first SimCity that I would properly buy would be SimCity 3000. What's very special about SimCity 2000 for the Japanese Nintendo 64, I have reviewed this game, by the way, for the channel, it's out there somewhere, is that there is a storyline. There is a storyline to SimCity 2000 in Japan. And there's actually mini games here. See, there's a space attack mini game. There is a monster room mini game. A Rabu Rabu Challenge. Oh, you go on a date. You go on dates. As the mayor, you go out on dates. You've also got the new bio. Don't know what that is. And the digital derby. There's a horse race in SimCity 2000, exclusive to the Japanese version. It is the strangest thing I've ever seen, and something that I don't think you will see on other channels is go in an in-depth look at SimCity 2000 for the Nintendo 64. You also generally won't see Super Beat 'em and Battle Phoenix. 64. This is Super Bidamen, or Bidamen is a special kind of like ball launcher. The Bidamen are like little beads. This has got a bunch of little mini games to it. And we got the Hagaki. Move that to the side. It is very weird, this game. I've actually also reviewed this game. This is going to be weird. This is a weird one where I've actually played most of these games. Unlike most of the previous videos where I had no idea what I was supposed to talk about these games. I don't remember this one very well because I'll be honest, there's not that much to remember. It's got some cool character designs, but otherwise it's really just a tie-in piece of software that you're supposed to, that's basically going to trick your kids into buying more of these toys. Love that they keep all the inserts. So good. So good. Put this away. Don't know if I'd recommend this game or not, but it's also an N64 game, so it can't be that expensive. Here we've got Super Robot Spirits, a 2.5D fighting game where you play as different mobile suits from different franchises. You can see you've got Gundam and whatever these guys are from. They're not Gundams, but I'm going to call them mobile suits anyways. I believe there's 2 planes you can actually fly in this game, and I think if you do end up you can see here, there's sort of like the air battle area and the ground battle area. You can switch between the two, and the AI isn't that good, so it doesn't really accommodate. Oh, I think there's G Gundam in here too. It's a fun little game. Fun is a bit of a stretch. It's okay. I don't want to say it's that great. I think I reviewed this one too. Awesome drawings, by the way. Look at that. Yeah, G Gundam was so weird. G Gundam was a crazy series. Like, look, it's just a Gundam head. And then it's just like what's that coming out of his mouth? I don't know. A Banpresto game. I was hoping it would be similar to the Super Robot Wars. Tragically, it was not. Let's see. Oh, it's getting caught on the little cardboard. Yep. Come on. Oh, see what's happening is, if you'll notice. Oh, that's what. Okay, my God. See, this is what happens. The Hagaki's stuck all the way in there. What is that? Studio Start. That is in Tokyo, Taito. Oh, Taito's great. Taito's where sort of nearish Akihabara. It's fun seeing those addresses. So let's put this away. I thought it was getting caught on the bottom lip. Okay, there we go. Put this away. Derby Stallion 64 reminds me that horse breeding in Japan is a thing. Horse racing, indeed, is also a thing in Japan. And you can experience that life if you pick up Derby Stallion 64. I remember getting this in like a lot. I didn't really actually want the game itself, but there was a lot on Yahoo Auctions. And I just had to have Mario no Photopea, and this copy of Derby Stallion was included in that lot. So I also just needed it to complete a collection. So I've not really played this. The horse racing simulators, I might have put a little bit of time into this. Unfortunately, the horse racing simulators are very like esoteric. And look, it's just like lots of calendars and numbers and weird horse racing bets that I don't understand. So also haven't put a lot of time into this. Oh, here's Derby Stallion. Softo Doji Hatsubai Yote. Derby Stallion 64 official guidebook. If you'd like to get it from Media Factory. Media Factory, by the way, also were responsible for publishing the old WotC era of Japanese Pokemon cards. Well, the originals, I suppose you could say. Up until probably, the Versus series? Shadows of the Empire. I actually got this as a birthday present from a friend of mine back when, my first couple of years in Japan. Shadows of the Empire, amazing game. I actually was testing one of my doubles, and it's like the Battle of Hoth the thing about Battle of Hoth with Star Wars is that Shadows of the Empire made it so good. This baggie looks like it's original, by the way. Most N64, and I would dare say even Super Nintendo games, originally came in these baggies when they were first sold. The Battle of Hoth for Shadows of the Empire was so good that basically every subsequent Star Wars game that dealt with like combat had to have a Battle of Hoth level. Like the Rogue Squadrons had to have Battle of Hoth levels. I'd say even the Battlefront, right? Battlefront Battlefields is a real one. Battlefront Star Wars. And Shadows of the Empire was this weird tie-in because there was the novel that came out. This was back when Star Wars was becoming a thing again. So it's sort of, Star Wars kind of took the later 1980s and the very early 1990s off. But in the mid-90s, there was a resurgence in interest. And you had a lot of like novels like Heir to the Empire come out. And so with renewed interest, what's it getting caught on? So weird. It's getting caught on that end there. Yeah, you got to be very careful with these cardboard boxes here. But in the mid-1990s, with like Timothy Zahn's work and all of the comic books, that's when I was getting into Star Wars because I had been introduced to it when I was probably like, 4 or 5 years old. We come then to Star Fox 64, which I wish was just Star Wolf 64. Fox, lame. Peppy, lame. Slippy, lame. Falco, pretty cool dude. I wish you could play as the Star Wolf team. I just had this weird thought that wouldn't it be so great if you could just play as the Star Wolves? I mean, maybe it's after getting burned from Star Fox Zero. But, oh, what's this? Oh, this is interesting. I've never seen this before. What is this? What is this? Okay, this is all new to me, folks. So, what's going on here? Oh, it's the Rumble Pack. So, this does not come with the Rumble Pack. And this is actually, I think this is the retail version. Yeah, I need to check because there's one of these big box Star Fox games editions that comes with a Rumble Pack. This one did not. But look at here. It's got everything. It's telling you, like, make sure how to change out the batteries, how to insert the Rumble Pack. Oh my God, a repair guide. We've got the Hagaki here. We've got the no sweaty hands insert. Even got the original baggie. That's good. That's good. Ooh, and a couple of... Ooh, how interesting. Yes, yes. Here we go. The nice R-Wing control guide, making sure you're holding the controller properly. Star Fox 64 is an amazing game. Don't get me wrong. I know I'm talking bad about basically most of the characters and how lame they are. But I freaking love this game so much. That's how I can actually talk about it. Oh, the Landmaster. Yes. Oh, and then the different routes you can go down. All of the planets have their own unique character. The cool missions. If you have not played Star Fox 64, what is wrong with you? It is so good. One of the first games I ever played for the N64. I remember the kid right next to me when I lived in Arizona. He had a Nintendo 64 and he had Star Fox 64. And that's, I think, where I came to love the game. Let's move then to Star Wings. The Star Twins, Star Twins, what? Oh, Star Twins, perhaps. This is Jet Force Gemini. This is pretty easy to come by. I remember for years, you could actually buy like new copies of this game. It was like Jet Force Gemini and what was it? Perfect Dark. They had sealed copies of these games on like Amazon for like $20. Of course, that was back when I was in college and I didn't have any money. So that's probably why they were still $20, because if I had more than $10 to my name, I probably would have picked those up. That was some weird, I don't know what's going on there. Is that like bacteria? That's the thing, is when you open up these old games after you haven't seen them for a while, you start to see weird stuff inside them, including Star Twins. Star Twins, as I like to call it. Like that and Sonic's Pinball. King Jeff, his name is Jeff, Froido, and then Lupus the dog. Yeah, I remember that dog. Yeah, Star Twins, pretty good game. Pretty good game. I don't think I ever cleared it though, because it got to be like pretty just annoying at a certain point. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Why doesn't it go in? That's so strange. So weird. Yeah, sometimes it's not the easiest way to put these games in, actually. Episode 1 Racer, amazing game. Actually, probably the only good thing to come out of the prequel trilogy is Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. And look at how amazing these boxes are when you compare them to their English releases. Especially, we'll get to you, Zelda. We'll get to you in a little bit. I put so much time when I was in like the 4th grade into Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. I cleared all of the tracks. I got all of the racers. I upgraded my parts to be the best they could possibly be. The music, phenomenal. I cannot believe they somehow fit the great Star Wars music. I mean, there's probably only like 4 songs, but the fact that it was orchestral, when you're going from like the Game Boy and the Super Nintendo over to the N64, and you actually have like what sounded at the time, I know it was definitely not the same, but what sounded like CD quality audio in the game, second to none. Best racing game for the N64. Fight me. But what you won't fight me on is how good this box for The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time looks. Miles ahead of what was a pretty basic, not bad. I don't want to say it was bad, but the American design for this game was pretty basic, made a statement. But man, Ocarina of Time. Not as good as Majora's Mask. Fight me. And this is just going to be my hot take video. It's just going to be me spitting hot fire about how Ocarina of Time, while good, while a very good game, not as good. Not as good as Majora's Mask. I stated my opinion about Majora's Mask before on this channel, but I believe that that is the best game of all time. Although Majora's Mask, I was about to say, I actually probably maybe even like Wind Waker more than I do Ocarina of Time. It's pretty close. I don't know, but that's just how good those games are, that it's really hard to decide between Ocarina of Time and, oh wow, melody sheet. You can write down all the melodies here. Oh, this is the one you can write. I think it looks like you can write down your own, or is this the original 6? Because these are all the temple ones. My God, wow. Fun looking at all these inserts. So that is, we're almost there, folks. We have almost shown every single N64 game that released in Japan. We're almost there. At least the cartridges. Again, I'm not including the 64 DD because I'm not a millionaire. But we only have one more video to go. I hope you'll join me there. If you'd like to support the channel, you can head over to patreon.com/jcontra. There you'll get exclusive content, as well as the ability to vote in polls that will determine the future of the channel. I hope you'll join me there, and I hope especially that you will join me in the next video. I've been your man out of Japan, Jay Contra. Thanks for watching, and mahalo.